Hello. So one of the, as mentioned, and Brendan mentioned, the key planks of our platform is the fact that we are dealing with a nationwide housing crisis. This has, I'll get into the various causes of this, but also some of the solutions that we can take at a local level. So it's been many years now since the housing has been commodified, and that we've had rampant speculation of land speculation that has escalated, just continues to increase housing prices. And this is due to the market mentality that this housing commodification has had. Realtors and landlords don't just need to make a profit, they need to make higher profits. This is why we've seen deals gone back on here at a local level, where realtors after they have agreed to do affordable housing have gone back because it is simply not, it's not that it's not profitable, that it's not profitable enough. As such, that's why we are proposing a social housing program. One of the issues tied with the current affordable housing program that the city is implementing is that it is tied to remote work and as well as local wages. The remote work ends up driving the price of local housing outside of the range of those that are having to work locally. A social housing program would focus on making housing affordable for those that are working locally and set that at that race. Furthermore, since this would be decommodified and taken off the market, there would not be a profit incentive necessary to promote this social housing. Therefore, the rents paid into the social housing can be reinvested into maintenance and to building additional social housing. This in itself would make it much more cost-effective for local taxpayers to actually fund this. If we don't take bold steps forward in this, we are going to see a continuing rise in the unhoused population, as we have already been seeing over the past decades.
Democratic socialism is often misunderstood, but at its heart, it's about making democracy real in everyday life. It means making sure our tax dollars are spent wisely, our communities are safe, and our systems work for everyone. It's not an abstract ideology, it's a practical solution grounded in fairness and accountability. And that's exactly what I'm working on here in Missoula. One of my proposals is priority-based budgeting using clear program metrics. In plain terms, this means ranking city programs by how effective they are and whether or not they serve the public interest. These metrics won't be arbitrary, they'll be rooted in existing city policies and guided by tools like the triple bottom line. How a program affects people, the planet, and prosperity. Instead of rubber stamping the same budget every year, we'll direct every tax dollar toward programs that actually deliver results. This will save money, improve transparency, and give residents confidence that City Hall is working in their best interest. I'm also working with our Chief of Police and our Crisis Intervention team to build a diversion program for non-violent, victimless offenses. Right now, these cases clog our courts and drain our police resources. By creating pathways outside the traditional criminal legal system, we can keep our communities safe while causing less harm, lowering recidivism, and saving taxpayer dollars. This is a win for accountability, efficiency, and community well-being. These aren't partisan ideas. They're common sense steps toward a government that is smarter, fairer, and more effective. They reflect the real values of democratic socialism, democracy in action, extending beyond the ballot box into how we budget, how we deliver services, and how we keep our neighborhoods safe. So I invite everyone, no matter your political background, to re-educate or educate yourself about what democratic socialism truly is. At its core, it's about fairness, safety, and fiscal responsibility working hand in hand. That's a vision that every new Missoulian can get behind. Thank you.
Four of us, and all four of our opponents are all endorsed by the Missoula County Democrats, but I think the difference between the DSA endorsed candidates and the not couldn't be more stark. As we're seeing people struggling more than ever before in Missoula to find access to affordable housing or to get a roof over their head for our unhoused neighbors, we see a city council that's on cruise control, where the city budget gets in front of us and it gets rubber stamped with no changes. People are struggling to pay higher property taxes, especially those on fixed income or elderly, and then no changes are happening. We're seeing the rich get richer through our tax increment financing system, and everyday people struggling to have to pay the bill. And specifically, some things I'd like to see changed is that we no longer give subsidies towards redeveloping banks and hotels in our community. Stockman Bank got over $2 million in tax increment financing subsidies. Marriott Hotel, around $1.8 million. First Security Bank also got around $700,000 recently in subsidies for redevelopments. This is all money that could be going towards true community benefits. And when we're seeing like tax increment financing money be put towards housing projects, that's our chance to get truly affordable housing. But we need a city council that's going to step up and help make some changes, not just be on cruise control like it seems like we have been for years. Capitalism is the system where profit is the main motivation, and it always is going to end up with people being left out. When we have like people's need for housing, water, clean environment built on a profit-based system, we're always going to have winners and losers in that system. And really, we need to have a system that's built off of putting people and our planet first and organizing our society democratically instead of on a for-profit system. And I think that's what us four candidates help represent and are willing to fight for on city council.
Let's just be honest with each other. This election is what we call in the organizing space a structure test. That's a term we use in organizing. It means we're not just asking for opinions. We're asking who's with us, who will show up, who will move, who believes the city can and must belong to its people, not just the people who own most of it. A structure test gauges alignment and action, and that's exactly what this vote in this election is about. It's a test of what Missoula actually stands for and what we're willing to do about it. Right now, real estate executives and multiple home investors are writing the rules. Airbnb owners are dictating housing supply. Developers with friends on the inside are building a future they'll profit from, but many of us won't survive it. That's the current structure. So the question before us is not just who wins this seat in any of these races, it's who wins control of our city. Do we pass this test? Because I'm not running to manage the crisis, I'm running to name its root causes. And the truth is, like it's been said in previous speeches, market logic has failed our neighborhoods. Talk to anybody, knock on any door. You can't apply trickle-down solutions to problems that were never evenly built. When you look around, whose interest do you see reflected in our city budget that was just released? In our zoning codes that have yet to be released? In our healthcare access? In our transit system that offers free rides to Marshall Mountain, but what if you got a job that goes till midnight on the weekend, right? In our policing priorities. This campaign isn't just about policy, it's about power. It's about giving this government back to tenants and back to citizens, to workers, to those left out and locked out. It's about opening real channels from neighborhoods to decision-making rooms. We're right across the street from city council chambers. And not just public comment at the end of a rigged process, but real say in how resources are spent, where developments rise, and again, who they serve. We've been told for 50 years that if we just make room for luxury, stability will trickle down. What we got instead was displacement, precarity, and record profits for the same handful of people. Now, since this press conference is hosted by the Democratic-Socialists-of-America, let's be clear and say, we're not humoring any fuddy-duddy Red Scare rhetoric. Leave that to the fascists. We're not here to burn it all down. We're here to build it back up and to trust the people of Missoula with their own town. So now we ask Missoula to decide, do we want government over us or with us? This vote is your answer to that question. A test of whether we believe we deserve better and whether we're ready to organize for it. We are, and I know we're not alone. Thank you, and all power to the people.